Many people suffer from perfectionism and procrastination, very often both things together, sometimes only one, but they have, in many cases, I think, the same root, and not everyone realize the underlying issue, a reason why these patterns can be very strong in our life, and why very often they both come together, and what actually you can do about it, because sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you may realize that these things influence your life in a negative way. They block you from something, from doing something new, to achieve your goals, to change your life, but you're just trying to solve it and it's not working. I will tell you my story a bit, and my recent insight, the insight from my childhood, that actually made me cry when I started thinking about it, because I saw how much I lost because of these specific patterns, like specific situations that were happening in my childhood. So what is perfectionism? We all know that we need to do something perfect, that there is no mistake, there is nothing wrong, that there is nothing that we can see as not good enough, and this kind of thing. Then procrastination, yeah, we're delaying things to do. How are they connected? Very often when we have this strong pressure of doing things perfectly, without mistakes, without anything that is not good enough, we delay it because or it may feel impossible, or consciously or unconsciously we already know that it will cause us a lot of stress. It's very difficult to do things under this pressure, that you need to do it perfectly. That's why people very often are in this situation that when they're just practicing something, they can do it great, but then when they do it and someone is watching, or some result will depend on it, they will be, I don't know, getting some evaluations based on this, or like I don't know, like learning to drive, you're already getting much better on it, but maybe on you get an exam and you may be doing it much worse. And it's always considered, yes, just because it's anxiety, yeah, this pressure of anxiety, it influences all your body and your nervous system. But where it's coming from is it's not just the thought about the fact that it's very important, yeah, because perfectionism can influence us also in the areas where no one really sees it and nothing depends on it. Like when it's not dependent, will you get or not get the license, or something else that you need to get, or will you get this job or not, like different things, like can be many examples you can think of yours. So what's happening here? So procrastination happens when you decided to do something. I don't know, you also, for example, want to make a YouTube channel and make videos, yeah? Or you want to start exercise, and that's actually a better example in a way that you don't have someone evaluating you. That is more like you, how you feel and how you evaluating yourself. And maybe you try to do the thing several times, and then you just stop and you can't understand why. Not even because it's too difficult, in some cases, yeah, but it feels difficult. Even maybe you want to allow yourself, okay, you can't do something perfect straight away. You need practice to get better. But while you're in this in this moment of learning and practicing, because practice, yeah, makes things better, for perfectionists, it's very difficult to allow yourself to do things with mistakes and not perfectly, even if you're new to this. And this is the huge block. This is a huge block that actually will cause procrastination later, that you will try to do maybe several times and then you stop. And the levels of this perfections can be different. In some way you understand that you want it to be perfect straight away. In some case, maybe you don't even realize it, but there is this inner critic, inner voice inside, the one who judges, and it judges in a way that you doing maybe something for the first time, maybe not the first time, but you did it several times already, but still it's not enough. You need much more practice to arrive to a level of a professional, or someone who's doing these things good, or like better than a beginner. But you still, something inside you, some part of you still can't handle and can't allow yourself to do something that's not perfect yet. And this is actually, it's such an amazing thing when you see it, because I noticed it myself also, like it was, I think more than 6 years ago, when I was going through life coaching training, and I was doing my first session, practice session, like I was not pretending that I'm a coach already or anything, like I'm just started and I need a practice client, I'm learning, so I'm not charging, like, and you take in this first like client or something, and you're doing like one of your first sessions, and you're not hiding anything, you say it, that like I'm learning. And I remember the huge pressure that I had, that first sessions, I already should do like a professional. I can't make anything wrong, I can't make mistakes, I can't get lost, I can't get in a situation where I don't know what to say or don't know what to ask. And this pressure I noticed only later, after I already did many sessions and time passed, and when I was looking back at it, I was thinking like, wow, I had such huge expectation from myself that as a beginner with no experience, I had a huge tension on myself that I already need to do it like a professional. And no logic could help me there. It's just a feeling. Sometimes it's so deep in our unconscious and it runs our life, and we may not be realizing, and we're losing so much opportunities because of this. We're losing, really, because I was losing so much because of the fact that I was not allowing myself to make mistakes and to make things not good enough, like in this situation when it's normal to make them not good enough. On top of this, even someone with a lot of experience, when they're doing something, they can still do something not great, they can make mistakes, they can be in their own state, who knows, things are happening. Everyone can make something badly even before they were making it good. But people who are like me, who had this I think that actually was the moment of my realization, when I was going again through some inner healing work with some childhood traumas, finding the roots of certain patterns, and noticing some triggers of certain painful emotions. And one of these triggers put me back, like my memories in the past, and I remember like, wow, I was always so scared to do something, to say something, to ask something, from the fear that I will be judged again, criticized again, blamed again. And then already as an adult, with awareness that I have now, I suddenly saw it like I was a child who only learns to live in this world, who only learns everything. He's new to this life, and making mistakes is the only way to grow, to get more experience and to become better in something. A lot of people say, now learn from like smart people learn from mistakes of others, not from like their own. But in reality, a lot of real learning and growth can happen from mistakes. Not only from mistakes, but from the experience. When you start doing something that you've never done before, when you're trying. And when I saw this like very like clear my past and how I was living with so much restriction and limitations of not being allowed to try, and not be allowed to have this experience of trial and error, of learning, trying again and doing better. At home, with my parents, but also in school. I remember like you will do something and you will get the bad grade straight away. Like you can't do it again and again by learning and getting better. No, the grade's already there, and you will be evaluated with this grade, at least like where I was studying. Like it's all the time that you are judged straight away for something that you just learn. And in school there are different situations, different methods and everything, but I remember also this pressure a lot. It was not everything like this, but in some situation it felt like this, that you have kind of this only chance or something, and you will be evaluated in a certain way. But also at home, our parents, especially our mother to us, is someone whose appreciation is extremely important. It's like on certain levels, it's even connected in our some parts of our brain as a survival, that there is a connection. If my mother doesn't love me, doesn't approve me, these kind of things, it's kind of the risk. It's not conscious, it's very, very unconscious, the risk that if she doesn't like me, she can abandon me and kind of I will die. Yeah, it's very sort of basic thing. It's hidden, it's not very conscious, but it's run our system in a way that it's extremely, extremely important for us as kids to feel that we're loved, that we're approved, that we're accepted. And when we have this constant pressure of you need to do things right straight away, you learn to do things only if you're sure that you can do them well. If you're not sure but you still have to do it, you do them with tremendous amount of pressure and fear and anxiety. And you limit yourself from trying, from experimenting and from learning. Not 100%, not completely, but limiting depends on the level, how strong it was in your childhood, how other things were going on, how much you were traumatized, if you had some support from adult with your emotion, other things, maybe you didn't develop it so strongly. Just in my childhood, there were a lot of different factors that traumatized me quite strongly, and I was dealing with it and healing it for many, many years and still uncovering some new issues. But this one for me was one of the realization that really, like, I felt like I was kind of robbed by this growth opportunity, by the ability to learn, to grow, to experiment, to make mistakes, to try, to make mistakes, and then to learn and to grow. And I shut down inside so strongly that for me trying something new, learn something new, was always such a huge problem. Avoiding at all costs, if I really want, going through so much stress to do it, and a lot of stress when you're doing it, a lot of stress before to do it, during, after, and there's this huge pressure of this. This needs to be done perfectly because I'm not allowed to make a mistake. Why is that strong? Because in childhood we attach it to our self-worth. In the way we can be judged or blamed, there is some connection happen that I did something not good enough, or made some mistake, or did something not so great, and we feel in this moment in the way our parents respond to us. Sometimes they do it in a way that we start feeling something is deeply wrong with me. I am unworthy, unlovable, I'm bad. And when you have this connection that by doing something not perfect, I'm unworthy, I'm unlovable, I'm bad, you don't want to do it. First, you have the strong need to do it perfectly, because only then you will be still not great, okay, not too bad, it will be okay. Usually people like me, we don't even have expectation to do it great. For us, it needs to be just okay, good enough. But even this kind of okay, good enough, it's so difficult to achieve because the level they usually will put, criteria for this good enough, can be like unbelievably difficult compared to our current situation, what is really possible in this state, with these skills, with this past, with this knowledge, with this experience. We can be kind of deleting it all, comparing ourselves to someone who has completely different story, completely different childhood, different experience, different resources, and and we think that if someone else somewhere did it like this, and I'm doing it for the first time, or I don't know, maybe not the first, but with my kind of story, with my background, and it's not like this, it's not good. And that's how we have this huge pressure, huge anxiety, and then that's how perfectionism and procrastination are connected. And what can you do about it is start first become aware. You can look in your past, in your childhood, and see if it's really how it is happening in your life, and start become aware is the first step. When you don't want to do something and you see this perfectionism, you can just remind yourself, it's my survival strategy. it's childhood trauma, it's learned defense mechanism, it's not really me, and I need to start allowing myself to make mistakes and to see what I'm doing a bit in more realistic way, to find the inner critic, because usually in this case inner critic is really, really strong. Working with the inner critic and with self-acceptance could be really helpful. I have videos on these topics. I can link here my playlist about self-love. Inside there's also a video when I give instruction for a journaling, 90-day journaling to work with the inner critic, and it can help reduce this kind of things. And the other thing, if you're interested, quite recently I published a book that is called The Return from Fragmentation to Wholeness. It's also written a 100-day program to reclaim your power, energy, and authentic self. It's available on Amazon now. In this book, I'm explaining what is fragmentation, how we fragment on different levels, and how we have this limiting program also as perfectionism and procrastination, these limiting programs and patterns. And they're only one of the patterns that can be blocking us, and how we can be leaking our energy. And because fragmentation happens and on mental level and on emotional and on energy level, and I cover in the book all these levels, and I give a 100-day program step by step what you can do to start getting your energy back. And why I also mention authentic self there, because one of the main points of the book is start finding all the kind of answers inside, the authority inside yourself, not outside, not people who outside who will tell you what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is not. Because perfectionism also is not only our judgment about what we're doing. Very often we're also afraid a lot of how other people will perceive it. So there is a lot of fear of some judgment and critique from others. And when you're under this influence, it could be even more difficult to make decisions what and how to do, because you may be trying to please all others. Maybe yes, maybe not, depends. All people have different things. And in this program, if you go through it, I am covering there everything that you need to know about how to get back your energy, what energy drains you will be having, how to find these limitations that you have, some limiting beliefs that blocks you from getting what you want to get, from doing what you want to do. Working with all the also unprocessed stuck emotions, because in childhood, all these moments when we're judged, when we're blamed, or criticized, and maybe punished in some way, there could be a lot of strong unprocessed emotions, some pain. Maybe also you were not allowed to express your anger. It's one of the big things. And could be also some fears, shame, guilt, a lot of emotions that can be inside you, unprocessed, asking you for your attention. And until they are really processed, they can influence your life a lot and draining your energy. And also I'm covering the energy part of it, the work on the 7 main chakras. So there's a preparation for this work, and I'm explaining all of them and how can you use all these things together. So it's something, if you're interested in it, you can check it.